Hello, fellow lightworkers. Welcome to the May 2025 Energy Report and Messages from Mount Shasta. This is your Mystic Messenger, Dr. Christina, Intuitive Healing Guide and author, inspiring and supporting fellow lightworkers as we shift into a higher state of consciousness and help the collective with this ascension process. Please make sure to like and follow me to receive my latest podcasts. Come take a walk with me around the park and campus near my home, where spring is fully in bloom. I apologize for not posting for almost a month, but I have some exciting news to share. I just finished writing my next book, Evolving Consciousness, which is set to release on June 6th. I will be announcing all the details regarding the launch party soon and provide a brief description of the book at the end of this podcast. This last Sunday, April 27th, was the Taurus new moon and marked the official ending of eclipse season. And I have to say, I was excited to see it end. We started eclipse season back in mid-March, and I recall feeling very uplifted and highly inspired. In fact, it was during this eclipse season that I began writing my book. However, as we approached the solar eclipse at the end of March, I began experiencing intense hip pains, which distracted me from my writing, but I kept on going. As I mentioned in last month's podcast, I surmised that something non-physical might be behind this. As we might know, subconscious emotional patterns get stuck in the body, which can be cleared through various techniques such as NET, or Neural Emotional Technique, which is a technique I routinely utilize with my clients. To help clear whatever emotions were stuck in my hip, I began working with an NET practitioner to assist in emotionally releasing this, and was able to finish writing my book. However, this was just the beginning of the roller coaster rise of physical ailments that continued throughout the month of April. I began April doing what I thought to be a mild liver cleanse. And after my third session of working on the issue with my hip, I immediately began purging some toxic stuff. I will spare you all the gory details. Needless to say, this 2-week purge left me feeling significantly depleted and unable to really get much of anything done. During this time, I also reactivated what I believe to be is a pinched nerve in my hip as well, and was having some issues with my left eye. I speculate this is likely part of the purging process, as the eyes are connected to the liver, according to traditional Chinese medicine. As I evaluated all of these physical issues, I realized that I have been struggling on and off with health issues ever since the fall of 2023, which is when I actually fell down a flight of stairs and injured my shoulder. This is highly unusual for me because I usually don't get sick, and I take really great care of myself. I also realized that many of my lightworker friends have also been struggling with recurring health issues and physical ailments last year and into this year. I wonder if this is part of the ascension process and that our bodies are screaming at us to clear all the traumas out of our body. As April was wrapping up, I have to admit that I was wondering how I could cancel my ascension contract, as I do not remember reading about all the pain and suffering I would be experiencing. It was just becoming way too difficult. Please leave a comment if you have been experiencing a similar situation. I would love to hear from all of you. While discussing my recent string of unusual health issues with my dear lightworker friends, I happened to mention that it started with a strange taste in my mouth, which began in March and continued into April. It wasn't quite organic, but not necessarily metallic. She too said that she was struggling with the same issue, and when I reached out to other lightworker friends, they did as well. This led me to wonder if something else was going on. Although we have been exposed to geoengineering in the last few years, which contains heavy metals such as aluminum, strontium, and barium, I wonder if a new toxin was introduced into our atmosphere this spring, which may explain this detox effect, as well as the recent increased awareness of geoengineering. Here at Mount Shasta, as well as many places around the world, you will frequently notice grid patterns of geoengineering trails in the sky. There are 2 types of chemical trails: cloud seeding or weather modification, and dimming. The checkerboard-like patterns that some of us see here in California and Oregon, and other parts of the world are a more recent technology whereby the chemicals released into the air are an attempt to dim the effects of the sun. This is obviously a hazard to our health. It may also account for the increase in fires as it is highly flammable, and there has been a drastic decrease in the number of bees in the last few months. This is something to be very, very concerned about. Without bees, we will have no food. This is super serious. If you still believe that these lines in the sky are just airplane vapor, you may want to do your research on geoengineering. Geoengineering is a real thing, and it's even taught at many universities. In fact, many states, including Tennessee, Florida, Alabama, and Illinois, are banning this, which proves that this is not just a theory. When looking at the energy of May, it appears as though it might be a milder month. Thank goodness. Hopefully, we will have a chance to rest and regroup. We begin the month with Pluto going into retrograde on the 5th, which also happens to be the 5-5 portal. Seeing that this transit impacts the collective, hopefully things might simmer down as retrograde slow things down to help us reflect on where we are heading. The highlight of the month is toward the end of the month when Saturn moves into Aries, which will start a new karmic cycle that will last for the next year and a half, or next 2 years and a half. As a Pisces, I cannot wait until Saturn moves out of my sign. This transit will be extra potent because it conjuncts Neptune and Aries at 0 degrees, the cosmic reset point. Neptune in Aries inspires new visions and ideas, and Saturn will help bring things into reality. Hopefully, this transit will assist us in moving onward and upward in our missions of creating a new Earth. So before I sign off, I wanted to share some information regarding my new book, Evolving Consciousness, which illustrates the bigger picture as to what is currently transpiring on the planet. As you may already know, we are experiencing a collective awakening, which is sparking a massive evolution in consciousness. The old world is crumbling, and my book contains all the information you need to better navigate this challenging yet amazing time. Evolving Consciousness explains the psychology of the matrix, which will help you evolve out of victim consciousness and feel more empowered and prepared for where we are heading. Remember, no one is coming to save us. It is up to us to create a better world, and my book will show you how. I hope you can join me live from Mount Shasta on Friday, June 6th at 6:00 p.m. to celebrate the release of my new book. I will be posting more information soon. The book will be available at a discounted price of $3 for the paperback and $1 ebook on that day. Please like and follow me to learn more about this evolution in consciousness. Evolving Consciousness is more than a book, it's a mission, and together we can spark an evolution. I am so excited to be sharing another amazing month with all of you. Stay tuned for my next energy report in June and more information regarding my book release. Sending all of you lots of love and light from the heart of Mount Shasta.